Last year's Langkah Sheraton has triggered an ongoing political crisis, resulting in instability and public distrust. The move toppled the Pakatan Harapan coalition government after being in federal power for only 22 months after its victory in the 2018 general elections. The biggest winners of what many said led to the formation of the backdoor government did not earn overwhelming public acclaim, despite saying they did it for the sake of race and religion. In fact, the Pakatan national government has since remained in power with a supposed slim majority in the Dewan Rakyat. Those who have caused this might dispassionately ignore growing resentment in certain circles, but Malaysia remains in political quandary. Has Langkah Sheraton sent the wrong signals to Malaysians when it comes to strengthening the country's democracy? Are politicians the catalyst for extreme violence in Malaysia?
No matter what happened in our country, our country is in the state of chaos actually.
We are going down the hill in terms of democracy. Democracy is dying. It's not dead yet. It's dying. Why? Because the Sheraton move.
Kita dapat lihat sekarang ni berlaku pula satu keganasan, how you define it, keganasan yang melampaui ialah seperti kita mengkhianati amanah kepercayaan yang telah diberikan oleh sesuatu pihak atau rakyat, masyarakat kepada individu atau parti-parti yang mereka sokong.
Politician dia kena buat negotiation supaya untuk negara ni, masyarakat ini semua bawa ke jalan yang benar, yang baik, yang menjaminkan kesejahteraan mereka.
Dan bayangkan bila harapan ini dikhianati. Saya merujuk kepada apa yang sedang berlaku sekarang, penghijrahan, lompat parti daripada satu parti lain kepada satu parti yang lain. Ini pada saya adalah satu amalan yang tidak baik, kerana percayalah dalam keadaan sekarang saya fikir masih lagi dia tidak sampai ke tahap mereka meluahkan perasaan itu dalam bentuk tindakan keganasan, tidak melibatkan tindakan fizikal.
I think society has been split into three right now. A lot of, most overnight, are sick and tired of politicians. So whatever we say, they will just say, yeah, whatever, these guys are being politicians.
It is an exemplify the Malay elite want to maintain for the sake of the Malay and Islam dominance in this country.
The second one, the ones that I would say they're more conservative. It's economical. So when a politician talks about race or religion for that matter and puts in economics with it, then these people tend to sort of rise up. But we don't know how many, because once again, Malaysians are not very open to what they want to talk about.
Sekarang hanya di level ada pengundi-pengundi yang membuat petition, ada pengundi yang menyaman ahli-ahli parlimen yang dilihat telah mengkhianati kepercayaan. Been betrayed.
Macam mana flip-flop kerajaan? Tak marah ke?
Pada saya, bila kita dikhianat adalah satu perkara yang paling pedih. To be betrayed is unforgivable matter. Pada saya tidak boleh dimaafkan.
We don't know where is the sitting government leading us. Yeah, to me, that's why from day one, I was one of the founder member of Bersatu, and I was the first to leave the party at that point of time, because to me, I always say that, and I always believe that Mahyudin is not a leader. He is not a leader, but he is a very ambitious man. He's very ambitious in politics.
Yeah. I think kalau scenario yang ada sekarang ini, satu kebimbangan saya, what I'm worried of is that with the economic situation and our continuous argument or fighting for power among political parties and among leaders, whereas the rakyat as a whole are suffering now. My worry is when people are not able to get their food on the table, then they may resort to violence. Ini yang saya takut, dan I always put that to our leaders. Please stop fighting among yourself, but look into rakyat. What is their concern? Apa dia orang punya problem that they are facing? When people are not able to get food on their table, you can talk anything, they won't accept it. End of the day, people want to survive, want to eat, to feed their children, and so on and so forth. Jadi these are the things that I think our political party at this juncture, our leaders are not concerned with. They are more towards getting power and so on and so forth.
Kita mesti melihat keganasan terlampau atau kelampauan keganasan dalam politik ini bukan hanya dalam konteks tindakan daripada fizikal semata-mata, tetapi ia juga melibatkan tindakan kita yang berkait dengan emosi, perasaan orang yang telah memberi kepercayaan kepada kita.
Dan terkini kita lihat sekali lagi pada 11 Januari 2021 pun sama juga, digunakan oleh pelampau. This time is Mahyudin punya time lah, Tengku Mahyudin. Digunakan darurat ni pula untuk kekang parti membangkang lah, dan diumumkan proklamasi darurat tu pada 11 Januari 2021 ni lah. Dan semalam kita dapat sekali lagi dia gunakan juga secara ekstrimnya, terlalu melampaunya kuasa dia tu untuk dia luluskan satu ordinan baru lah, untuk beri kuasa kepada kerajaan pemerintah ni untuk gunakan dana kerajaan untuk berbelanja dan tanpa melalui kelulusan parlimen dan sebagainya.
Siapa yang mentadbir tu? Siapa yang bagi arahan? Saya ikut arahan, saya ikut perintah. Siapa yang perintah tu? Dialah puncanya. So, kalau masyarakat bangkit jadi ekstrim, salahkan dia. Bukankah dia yang tekan dia?
He cannot lead. That is why now you look at our country, it's getting bleeding from day to day.
Kalau anak mati sebab COVID, ayah mati dengan COVID, saudara mara mati dengan COVID, you akan senyum ke? Nak balik kampung pun tak boleh, kerja pun, kerja ada, kerja tak boleh. Mana punca? Nak salahkan masyarakat? Tak, pentadbiran.
We have to do quote-unquote a coup d'etat. It is a coup d'etat in fact, to bring down the government. So this is what we are facing right now. It is between two contestation of ideas, and it depends on the people. And we hope the coming election, the people will give the verdict. And we hope that the politician will accept the verdict of the people.
And I think you have the third one, whereby I think society is going to split to the extremes. You will go far left or far right. And I think it's slowly happening now, but to what extent, I would not know. But I sort of see it in terms of communication with people, in my interactions with people. It's just, I think it's the way the world is going. It's just going to the extreme, and to a point where it's going to clash.
So pada saya sebenarnya ekstrim pelampau politik di Malaysia ni lebih kepada kerajaan, parti politik kerajaan yang memerintah. Dia gunakan semua jentera, polis dan sebagainya untuk tindas musuh politik dia. Tapi dalam masa yang sama, kita kena lihat juga bagaimana kerajaan-kerajaan yang menjadi kerajaan ni sekarang yang memerintah ni pun begitu ekstrim menggunakan kuasa yang mereka ada.
What saddened us is the 14th general election. People has given the verdict to have a reform government, okay, to have an inclusive government. That was the verdict of the 14th general election. But Sheraton move has destroyed this trust. It has what we call robbed the trust of the people from this verdict. So the verdict was the trust has been trampled based on the Islam and Malay supremacy.
Saya nak ambil contoh, sekiranya bila kita memberikan mandat, rakyat memberikan kepercayaan, to some of them, kita mesti akui ada di kalangan rakyat yang terpaksa beratur berjam-jam. Why they were queuing up? Kenapa mereka beratur? Kenapa mereka membazirkan masa yang panjang? Kerana mereka datang dengan harapan. They come with hopes. Mereka datang kerana mereka nak melaksanakan tanggungjawab mereka dengan satu harapan bagi pihak diri mereka.
Dia yang merosakkan agenda rakyat, dan dia lagi yang memudaratkan, memilih jalan yang mudarat itu untuk masyarakat pergi ke situ, dan dia akan kena balik satu hari nanti. We never give you a chance anymore. This kind of leadership should be kick them out.
Well, we have to raise the consciousness of the people. Let the people know about what we are facing right now. The politicians are robbing the mandate that has been given, and they are up for sale. They are selling themselves. Who is the highest bidder? And you are talking about the lawmaker of the country is selling themselves for the highest bidder. I think this is ridiculous. We are going down the drain. So we have to stop. The voice of the people, the conscience of the majority must speak up.
Luckily di Malaysia ini, kalau kita compare macam some other countries, Muslim countries, Pakistan, even some of the Arab countries, even in our neighbor Indonesia, sometimes it can resort to violence if there is a clash among political parties. There are people who are dying because of this. Jadi luckily, alhamdulillah, Malaysia still we are well organized, probably because of our constitution, because we still have our the rulers, Majlis Raja-Raja, that is always on the ayat ini well-being. Jadi certain respect by the ayat towards our monarchy is still there. So because of that, whatever happen in this country is still manageable, because the respect is there.
Okay, but it is not easy, because with all the emergency ordinance and whatnot, but still it has to be addressed somehow, whether we like it or not. We have to show our anger towards those politicians who are selling themselves for their own selfish, individualistic benefit and whatnot.
And I think sometimes politicians do reflect the people that have voted them in. So if you get a corrupt and inept, lazy leader who likes to change his name, then that is what society is, I suppose, the ones that voted him in.
So what we call that is the only answer: raising the consciousness and give your verdict conclusively in the next general election, so that no more. This will be the last time we have a politician who are ready to sell their heart and soul for the sake of money. This will be the last time, and they must not be allowed to contest the election, because they have shown their true color. We hope, whether we can do it or not, it depends on the voice of the people. The verdict must be given in the next election. Whether we are successful or not, it depends on the level of consciousness, and we have to rise to the occasion.
Because what has become wrong is now sort of legal. What has become legal can be manipulated, and I think once people are fed up, I think they will just say, screw these politicians, I think we'll take it upon ourselves. So right now, to a large extent, maybe politicians can be responsible for any future violence, but yet it's also up to the people's, their choice. So it's not an easy question to answer.